Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Testing one, testing two, testing three.
No, we can't. We can't. We
Oh
cannot
no.
hear you.
All right. Okay. Another Saturday night. So this meeting is officially called to order at 9:16 p.m. Apologies for absence is given to Ashley Haywood, that is our secretary. She's not here due to personal matters. Welcome and opening remarks. All right, so guys, welcoming you back to another meeting session. I'm currently not seeing a lot of participants, but I'm hoping it will change as the meeting goes on. We have a lot in store for you today. Can't wait to hear your input on all that we are going to be discussing for this session. You know that MSA probably rough some amount up. So let's just return, bring back some of the energy, bring back little, happiness to the university life and enjoy a wonderful club meeting. So of course we have to break the ice, and we always do so with riddles, or most of the time. So riddle me this, riddle me that. The first one we have, riddle me this. What is easy to get into, but hard to get out of? What is easy to get into, but hard to get out of? I mean, I could think of a few things. For one, I can think about skinny jeans, because my God, I never wear skinny jeans.
Skinny, so be alright.
Skinny jeans, easy to get into, hard to get out of.
Habits.
Which habits? That's true. Habits. Habits. Somebody said trouble.
Here comes trouble.
True.
Here comes
the danger. It's easy to get into, hard to get out of.
Here comes the trouble. Here comes the danger. Habits.
I was gonna say, what about relationships? But I guess it depends. Maybe not easy to get into for some people. You guys ready for the answer?
Might as well.
A washing machine. No, sir. I don't know about easy to get into, Maybe me just special, but I'm not put a get in there even with enough effort. Unless I want to chat me up.
Washing machine in the first place.
Maybe I need a cleansing.
First place.
All right, let's see what the answer is. We have trouble.
I will say it first.
I think it was Nathaniel.
Yeah, Nathaniel say it first.
All right, next one.
Topic.
So now, who spends the day at the window, goes to the table for meals, and hides at night? This sounds like a cat to me. This sounds like a cat. Or a dog. Like when the dog bark at the window. Yeah.
Or a cockroach.
What?
Cockroach.
Your cockroach just sit down. Your cockroach just sit down at the window.
But they just insect.
What? Anybody else? Me really are thinking of spends the day at the window, goes to the table for meals. Somebody who unemployed hides at night because I'm shame. I don't know. All right. Let's see the answer. A fly? I mean, I was close. I said a cat. So we did it on the right track. I say animal,
I mean, let me say a cockroach.
All right. Alrighty. Next segment for Icebreaker. The name that tune. So can you guess the name of these songs by the rhythm or instrumental? So we have... You guys hear the song?
Yeah, here.
This song is party time.
Better type it.
Okay. So some comments. Some person said party time by what that's Nicia. I don't know the name of it. You guys have any other guess? Alright. So the song I play, somebody said banana. What else?
That is the second one.
Yeah, it's the second song we are listening to now. What you think?
So who's the artist?
Yeah, the banana man. Maybe you don't know. Where you come from?
Jada Kingdom.
Hey, my girl say with our chest. So what is with our chest? We know what she. Okay. With our chest. All right, guys. Let's continue. So we're looking at now political insight. Guys, after the political insight, right? We'll have our confession story time as per usual, and we do have some juicy confession in store for you guys. So I'm encouraging you to stick around because me alone can't hear all of that tea. Get what I'm saying? Cool. Political insight. What are your thoughts on gentle parenting compared to the traditional form? Now, what you call gentle parenting? What is gentle parenting all about? What does that mean? So gentle parenting is a parenting approach that encourages a partnership between you and your child to make choices based on an internal willingness instead of external pressure. So they're willingly listening to you and not because you have to box them down, basically. It means parenting without shame, blame, or punishment. It's a partnership between parties, and according to parents, both caregivers and children have a say in this collaborative style. My God, imagine having a say as a child. Can't relate. Oppressed and depressed. Let's go. What is traditional parenting? What does that mean? So, traditional parenting is when parents expect their children to respect and obey authority, as well as comply with their cultural beliefs and values. Yeah. Noted. This style of parenting can result in higher academic achievements and lower behavioral and psychological problems. This basic sense of traditional parenting is all about being affectionate and loving the child, but also holding power over them. Cool? We got the two differences. Now let's look at a few pros and cons. Well, cons. So gentle parenting, some of the cons. The child may lack discipline or become spoiled. The parents need to exercise self-restraint. So if you as a parent don't have that kind of control, it's going to be hard for you to do gentle parenting. Traditional respect may not be shown to the parent. You know, when your mom gives you that side eye that us Caribbean people used to, I would know say it means straighten up and behave yourself. You know, maybe somebody who is, you know, get the gentle parenting approach, they might not know what a side eye mean. They might be like, awa, who knows? Now, traditional parenting, the child harbors resentment towards the parents, psychological damage to child, physical harm to child, normalized culture of abuse. Cool? So turn up your devices. I'm going to mute. We're going to look at 3 videos. 2 of the videos will be about gentle parenting and 1 will be about traditional parenting. I will play them in that order. The first 2 is gentle parenting and the last one will be traditional parenting. Turn up your device. I'm going to mute. I'm going to play the videos.
I know you want the TV on. When we've calmed down, then we can turn the TV on. I know you're frustrated, honey. Mama hears you. You want to watch Blippi. Do you want to grab a bar? Yeah. Okay, let's grab a bar. We're going to grab a bar, then we can go sit down. Yeah. Let's grab a bar.
My face.
I'm angry.
Back up.
Mom,
Now.
I'm very angry.
I understand that, but it's time for you to go to bed.
Good
Good night. Come give me a hug.
Mommy.
I love you.
Oh, it would be the party.
Go to the potty.
I
And then it's time to go to bed. Okay.
I'm crying.
I see.
Can dry your eyes?
I'll dry your eyes and then you go to the potty and then you go to bed, okay?
Okay. Can you give me a hug?
Come give me a hug. I love you.
Love you.
Dry your eyes. Now go to the potty and then it's time to go to bed. All right. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Because you are the child. And if you talk disrespectfully to me, if you are yelling at me, if you are screaming, losing your temper, there's going to be huge consequences. I am the adult. So I can lose my temper and scream at you whenever I want to. And it's okay if there's no consequences for me because, well, because I'm the adult. But you, even though you're a child, not allowed to, you have to have complete control over your emotions. But me, I am your mother. I am the adult here, so I can completely lose control over my emotions without any consequences. Okay, we've seen the videos, we've seen the presentation. I'm gonna ask you guys to raise your hands. Let's talk about it. All right, go ahead, Talia.
Right. So, I think that gentle parenting allows children to express their emotions and become emotionally intelligent. And I feel like that's something that we don't necessarily see in traditional parenting. So we can see, like in the first video where the parent says, I understand you are frustrated, which validates the child's emotions. And in the second one, you see that the child is willingly expressing that he's angry. And most traditional parents see that as a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing when you validate children's emotions and say, I understand they're feeling that way, but so and so and so, and you still have to do something and explain to them why they have to do it rather than just, as the third video was saying, simply expect, just like set out rules when the child doesn't understand. It just comes off as a way that makes the child just build up resentment. So I feel like that style of parenting is a partnership between like the child and the parent, as was mentioned. And I feel like that doesn't exist in traditional parenting. And like the interesting thing about the traditional parenting video is that the parent says, I can lose my temper because I'm an adult, while you cannot because you are a child, when scientifically an adult should be more able to regulate their emotions. So I find that like logic to be questionable.
Thank you very much for sharing. Nathaniel, Shante, Miss Nugent, you guys have anything you want to add? Miss Angel, anything to add? Alj, Ethan.
Okay, I'm going to say something.
Okay, take the floor.
It won't be very long, but I think the reason why they have this much patience is because of the laws of the government in whatever country they are, because they aren't allowed to put their hands on their kids, or else we call them the parent control government foundation, whatever them be. Them have the ability to take them away if
Child protective services.
So yeah, because if it's in Jamaica, some Jamaican parents will take a more a different approach, and that's by using the belt to punish them. So I think the laws of the country has something to do with why they take that approach. But it's a good approach anyway. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. You can go ahead, Angel.
Okay, good night. The last video about traditional parenting, I think that wasn't a good video choice because even though I was born 2000 in the 2000 area, I was actually raised by parents who, you know, the traditional way. And they didn't necessarily always use the belt. Sometimes they actually be like, they do take away your stuff, or probably they wouldn't hit you anywhere to harm you, kill you, like hit you in your back and stuff like that, probably in your palm of your hands or on the buttocks. But in this generation, my dear, the gentle parenting won't work. No, the gentle parenting won't work because these children will embarrass you if you don't know what you are doing. Okay? They will say, "Mommy too soft" or whatever, and they will embarrass you. So you have to, I think you can use a mixture of both, know when to be gentle and when to be rough. So that's my thought.
Thank you very much for that. Um, Anyone else wants to add, or they want me to call on them again? Okay, before we go to Talia, I think I want to speak on it. I am very intrigued by this new form of parenting, the gender parenting approach. I especially like the fact that it encouraged children to speak up, like express their emotions, work through their emotions, because I think a lot of adults that probably didn't experience that as like children, they grow up and they don't know how to process their emotions, and they lash out, and they have insecurities, and they don't communicate effectively because they were not raised like that. So now they're trying to work on it. But remember, these are deep rooted behavioral traits that they had from childhood that they're trying to fix now in their adulthood. So I do appreciate how gentle parenting allows the child to express themselves in a safe way. Because if me they ever sit to my mother after she disciplined me, I'm angry. What if I cry? I give her something to cry for. And I'm sure some of us can understand what that's like in terms of when you're crying and they're like they what'd you say? They reject your notion and invalidate your feelings. Like, why are you crying for? Like, if they hurt your feelings, don't cry. I didn't hit you. So I appreciate that aspect of gentle parenting. In terms of how they discipline children, I do think children should be disciplined nonetheless. Just like in life as an adult, when you do something wrong, you face consequences. The discipline does not necessarily mean you have to be like, whap whap, get like hit. Maybe they could take away some of your privileges, but I do think each child is different. So maybe for me, you take away my phone, you take away my computer, you take away my books. Those hurt me and those make me not want to do the thing again. We have some children that they don't care about that stuff. It's like you have to, physically discipline them, or you're not disciplining them at all. So I do think it depends on the type of child that you have. Um, there are pros to each approach. I appreciate being more mindful of emotional control, mental well-being that gentle parenting offers. Go ahead, Talia.
Yeah, I was gonna say along the lines of, I believe it was Ethan who mentioned the laws, and I do believe that has something to do with it. But I also believe that like parents, regardless of which country they're in and whether or not it's legal, should always try to do the least amount of like physical or psychological harm to their children. And like something that I want to like put into context is that traditional parenting and gentle parenting can both be done incorrectly. And I think Jay was like mentioning that as well. So gentle parenting actually does have discipline, but the difference between the two is where the discipline comes from. In traditional parenting, we tend to see where a child does something, the parent is angry, and the parent disciplines the child in a state of anger. And that leads to rash punishments. It leads to punishments that are harsher than needed, and it leads to inflicting trauma and harm upon the child. But with gentle parenting, you acknowledge their emotions, you talk to the child, you can still be firm and strict and exercise discipline. But let's say if your child breaks a glass, you're not going to be angry and say, "What you break a glass for?" and get them to lick. You're gonna be like, "I'm very disappointed in you," so on, so on, so on, so on. And then like you cool yourself down and then you discipline the child. So I believe like even just I believe children should be disciplined as well, but I believe like how you do it and also explaining and ensuring that your child understands why discipline is necessary is important in avoiding like trauma.
Thank you so much for expressing that, and I'm in agreement with most of what you said. We have another hand raised. Go ahead, Fernando. You can go ahead.
Okay, so my take, I believe there is there's a there is a difference between, abusing and um, discipline, right? First thing, I don't believe I have to like every time before I beat a child, I have to tell them that I'm going to beat you now. No, they're going to they should expect it, you know? I will let them know what they did wrong, well, from beforehand. So I don't have to repeat myself. They just know that it's judgment time. Um, I don't believe in, I believe in I believe in teaching the child as well. So like, after the fact, not before the fact, but after the fact, after the whooping and they're crying, and then it's about to wear off. That's when you talk to the child. That's when more likely to give the child the reason why you beat them so harsh. And it won't be a every time thing, because then they will be comfortable and say, "Oh, that's all I'm going to get." No, they still need to have that fear that this might get worse. So I don't believe in like giving away the secret of beating the child. I believe there should be a mystery. That child should really believe that if they continue, it's next to death. Um, but not, beating the child, leaving marks and scars and all of these things. I also don't see gentle parenting profitable, because let's face facts. We are living in the generation of gentle parenting, and we are seeing where it's not beneficial. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents.
Okay, thank you very much for your input in that regard.
Can I add something real quick?
To Fernando,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I find it interesting that he said that we're in the generation of gentle parenting and it's not beneficial. But when you look at our context in Jamaica, when you have the parents literally took up iron and fling off of them picnic, and you see them still going out, because the violent culture is so normalized, they go out and they beat other kids and perpetuate violence. And they still go out and give trouble and do a lot of things. I'm pretty sure that we all have experiences or like know that one kid who would always get like the biggest beatings and they would still be like so rude. So it just proves that like while it does work, I'm not gonna invalidate beating and say that it doesn't work, but is it the most effective or should it be the most like default form of punishment? I think that's questionable because I feel like nowadays our values have changed and you can do so much to children and as punishment instead of like assaulting them. So I believe in grounding. I believe in like taking away things that they value and stuff like that. And yeah, it does work because if your child loves social media or loves TV, if you take that away from them, they're going to like, and you don't allow them to go out to like fill the gap, they're going to like want to behave. So I believe that there are other forms of punishment that we can probably do before like beating. I believe in beating as being like a last resort. So yeah, I definitely think that should be considered.
Okay. For sure. I mean, I could, well, I don't agree that it should be, exact last resort, you know? I believe it, sometime it should be the first resort, sometime it should be the last, sometime it should be the second, right? It's how you as a parent understand your child. Yes, I do agree that when beating a child, you should not be in anger. Um, from and also comparing the stats, right? I remember, well, I'm saying I remember like it's like I'm old, but I remember a time when I was in school. Yes, there was this bad kid, but the bad kid was more of um a verbal bully than a physical bully. And every time his parents come to school, and I do agree, like when you become extreme, then the kid is going to respond with extremes. Like if you're, like with iron and all of these things, those are extreme. That's not like, the traditional way of discipline, but that's the extreme way of disciplining, beating the child. I believe in punishment. Like when I was young, I used to, on beer buckles, right? The cover, I used to have to kneel on those. Those are like traditional punishment. Holding dictionaries in your hand, and I'm talking like big dictionaries. Stretch out your hand. Every time when your hand drop, a belt just reach you and you have to put it up back. I believe in those type of punishment that are just like, I would say to a degree, they are symbolic to what the world will treat you if you lapse or if you misbehave in the world. Those are the results. So our I believe in a parent's job is to teach or guide that child in the world so that they can be productive and that they will understand the consequences for their actions. Whereas gentle parenting, they don't know what is really the consequences for their actions. They just, so, oh, whatever. I can just spit in her face, spit in his face, and nothing will come out of it. Mom is just going to shout, maybe just take away my tablet. And then after a week or two, I'm going to get it back. And then all I'm going to do is just ensure I don't give her it the next time because that's all it is. That's how I view
Okay.
I actually agree with what you said about symbolism and stuff, and I think that was a point that made me like kind of agree a bit more. But I also would say that like, don't you believe that there should be at least a certain age between like birth and like maybe pre-teens where children shouldn't necessarily get certain types of punishment just because they cannot fully form like judgments. So just as how a child may commit a crime and they won't be prosecuted by law because they're too young to like fully comprehend what they've done, blah blah blah. Would you say that like that should be implemented when it comes to like parenting and just like severity of punishments? Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't hit a 17-year-old because, oh, she's a child, she doesn't know. But, like, maybe, like, 0 to 8 or 7.
No, more of from 0 to the age 4, right? Maybe 3, age 4, right? Yeah, let me go. Age 4. That you don't need, the child don't need, it would be pointless of trying to discipline the child at that age. But from 4 to 18, I believe, as long as that child is not comprehending you should try many methods. You should try gentle parenting. You should try traditional ass whooping. You should try um, bottles, ansness. You should try them until that child gets it. I mean, like, I believe that every parent who gave birth and then to a good child, and then that child becomes a criminal, deep down that parent would say, I failed my child. And as a parent, you don't ever want to say that about your child or about yourself or about your duty. So I believe in doing whatever is necessary. And that's me.
All right, guys, we hear you. We appreciate all the feedback and responses. And, we value hearing your thoughts and opinions on these matters. So we now move on to the next segment, which is the confession story time. So after each story, we're just going to talk about it just briefly. You can comment in the comment section, or you can speak aloud, like unmute and talk. And for persons that are not familiar with this segment, basically we find confessions of persons, their stories online, and we talk about it here. So hence the name Confession Storytime.
I was about 16 and loved to scare to 18-year-old sister. Mom and Dad were out, so I hid in her cupboard in her bedroom. The cupboard has slats so I could see out. My sister shouted my name to see where I was, but I never replied. I was hiding. I heard my sister say be quiet, and she came into her bedroom with her boyfriend. She said we have to be quick. My sister dropped to her knees and done what she done. I was watching but could not believe what I was seeing. I was strangely turned on and think about that day a lot. Does that make me bad?
What? What? What?
Does that make her bad?
Honestly.
Of course that makes her bad. Why is she being a peeping Tom?
Honestly, from here, the
king.
cupboard, from the cupboard, coming, we know some foolishness about
I was dating.
It was as some foolishness. What do you mean why it make her bad? Why is she peeping on her sister? Naughty of her to do so.
And then she gets
as Nathaniel said, her sister was praying. She's wrong for taking prayer so wrong, She's wrong. She's wrong.
You should get turned on by it.
Yeah, she's very spiritual. Very spiritual. Next one, guys. Next one.
I was dating a friend of 18 years and we got engaged. A week later, I found medicine he had been hiding from me for the last 7 months. When I looked them up, I found out they are for people with HIV and AIDS.
So how would you react, guys? First, what's it? 18 years they've known this person?
Wait, they were dating for 18 years.
The anonymous person never give no more information because, he would be behind bars if he did.
What do you mean? Which one? The one with the HIV story?
Yeah. You don't need to say nothing more.
I tell you now, when you go snooping and you go find out people's business and then you have the audacity to be surprised, who's saying you go look?
I think it should be illegal to not tell a sexual partner your STD history. They should be able to sue you for it.
You know what should be suable? If we're gonna get into that, when persons are dating somebody that is a transgender, I feel like that is a
let's not go there.
No. No. That is something you definitely disclose. You don't I feel like the world is too dark for you to be playing with your life like that. You have to disclose things like that, man. Because then, what if I did not want to date a transgender person? You don't know that. You didn't give me that choice. You took it from me. Or what if I find out you are a trans?
I see where you're coming from.
What if I find out you are and you put your life in danger? You have some persons that don't play that way and some men that don't know how to control their emotions, and you're literally putting your life in danger. Because if they find it out, they might not keep it to themselves. They might be like, you tried to demasculate me. I'm going to kill you. Because you're a man, so I can kill you. We're fighting as a
But
man.
like, if you tell every single person you talk to, like as you just meet them, that you're transgender on the first day, wouldn't that increase the chances of
No, because
somebody
you don't do
that
that on the first
happening?
day. If you are dating, either you put it out there from the beginning, or if you're dating and this person is interested, you need to ask them like where they stand. If you don't want to put yourself out there and say I am trans, you need to know where they stand. If they are cool with dating a trans or not. You get me? You have to know to feel out the waters. It's kind of the same if you are a celibate or abstinent person. If you don't want to advertise to the world, you still gotta ask these important questions. Similar to if you're a kind of person that does not want children at all, you're gonna be asking certain questions to get an understanding of what this person is expecting overall, like from life. So you can know, say, oh, this person and I can't work, or we can work, without telling your business.
Well, I believe that, if you are what you say you are and you believe it's natural, right? If you believe in your world that you're a natural human being, you are what you are, then you shouldn't have no problem telling. But if you're going to hide it, right? Just like the cheaters, they're manipulative and all of these things. It's the same thing. If you don't put it out there that, you were born with male genitalia, but now you identify as a two-spirit penguin, then you should expect violence because you did not be upfront.
Yeah, I just think some things you disclose from the get-go. Definitely. Like if you are in the middle of a divorce, that's something you tell somebody you're planning to date, so they know that, hey, technically I'm becoming single, but it's not as simple as leaving a relationship. I'm in the middle of a divorce. You don't kill it to yourself and then your friend tell you, oh, you're dating a married man, because he's still married. He's just getting a divorce. He's not divorced. Some things are just definite disclaimers. Even if you don't want to disclose about yourself, you still bring up the topic in a way to understand what this person is, like their mindset.
For sure, for sure.
All right, let's look at the next one, guys. This one we have. So I've been spending late nights in places that I shouldn't. I tried to stop sneaking around with him, but I just couldn't.
Toxic.
Okay, hold on. Well, it all stops tonight. No more late night trips to my refrigerator. We have to spend time together while we still have daylight. It's the best thing to do. Good night, y'all. What's toxic about the night trips to your fridge? What's toxic about that? Sometimes you just need some comfort food, man. Some comfort food.
Wish I could eat some ice cream, but none wrong with eat ice cream.
Ice cream?
Some toxic relationship, if you did that.
I mean, you know what's toxic? Being lactose intolerant and still eating ice cream. That's me.
That sounds like you.
Yeah. Self-sabotage at its peak. The definition.
That's nice.
Not really. It's unhealthy. All right. We have 3 more confession stories, guys. 3 more. 3 more. Let's get through it. Mic, volume up, guys. I'm going to mute. Volume up.
I'm a vile man. I confess it. When I was 7, I saw a servant girl bathing in the river. I stole her robe. She was forced to return to the castle, naked and in tears. When I was 12, I milked my eel into a pot of turtle stew. I flogged the one-eyed snake. I skinned my sausage. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew, which I do believe my sister ate, at least I hope she did. I once brought a jackass and a honeycomb into a brothel.
Silence! What happened next?
Not expecting that. That was a lot of confessions at once. My goodness, it just kept getting worse. Why would he hope that his sister drank the stew though? My God. Isn't that like her nieces and nephews?
Listen, some people in the world, they just can't question it though.
That was
way too much in the truth to say there. That was too much.
Yeah, that was just wild. Man said, what happened next? Let's look at the next one, guys. Next one.
I mean,
Hi, my name is Tiny Mancy. Look. And I'm a backslider. Y'all pray for me. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Bible said the food makes a man out of God. He's nothing to be played with. Look at this. And food and heart says there's no God, but God is real. I used to come home drunk from school. Look at this. Laying up with men. Out there prostitutes. Somebody come and look at this. Having oral sex with my mouth. Licking men's balls. Oh, Lord Jesus is a fire.
What the hell did you just say?
Boy, if you don't get... Amen. Remember you in prayer.
What did he say?
Anyone else have a word from the Lord, a testimony of God's goodness?
Listen, that was a lot of confession. People are just brave.
You
That's a lot of
understand half of
details.
this too.
She was saying, she was confessing to her sins and saying, she moved from talking about prostitution, from being hungry, to talking about she need forgiveness for licking balls. A lot of stuff was said. And then the pastor moved the mic from her mouth. And towards the end, she's like, "Pray for me, give me the prayers." Like, definitely, definitely prayers. All right, guys. So the last one might spark some tension. So I saved it for last. And it might have some of us be like boys versus girls. But when we're listening to it, I want you to picture it from both sides and think about if it is fair and try to be objective. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, and after we watch it, please don't come at each other's throat. It's a safe place. So brace yourself.
Why can't I come at each other's throat?
Oh my God, you know what I mean? Don't. I can't say it any other way. You get what I'm saying? All right, ready? Let's go.
I broke my ex and I'm happy I did it. Me, F22, and Alex, M23, dated for 6 years. Last week I found out he cheated on me. After a huge fight he admitted he cheated on me at least a dozen of times. When I told him to get out he started to beg me to forgive him. Gave the full "it didn't mean anything, I only love you" speech. I was crying hysterically, yelling at him the usual "I loved you, I did everything for you, you don't deserve me," etc. He started crying, saying he'll do anything to make it up to me. So I said something along the lines of, "You cheated on me at least a dozen times. You want me back? Fine. One condition. You watch me F a dozen guys. That's my condition. Yes or no?" Surprisingly, he agreed. Last night I had a guy over and Alex had to watch the entire thing. This guy was good. Like really, really good. I had a great time, but Alex. He left, and I haven't heard from him. His brother informed me that Alex is a complete mess. He's been crying nonstop. He quit his job and college this morning. I broke him. I'm not sorry. I feel good about it. I loved him so much. He broke my heart, and gave some trust issues that I don't think I'll ever be able to fix. Call me a horrible person, but I don't care. My dad almost passed out from laughing when I told him, and my mom kept repeating, "You're awesome." My brother, however, he said I went too far because he was clearly sorry or he wouldn't have agreed.
Before y'all say anything, the recap for those that didn't hear, they were together for 6 years. 6 years. And he cheated on her like over a dozen times. And he was like, "Forgive me, let's work things out." And she gave him one condition. If she gets to sleep around with 12 different guys and he has to watch, then they'll continue their relationship. He watched one session, then the man quit him work and college the next day. Some persons are saying she's heartless because she didn't have to watch him. Other persons are saying, well, he agreed. Nobody forced him to come show up. They were also saying, him watch one session, him have 11 more to go. He needs to man up and come do finish the deal.
So, I'm not going to be judging anything, but 6 years, Mike. You're dating a girl for 6 years. It's basically a committed relationship. That you're basically on the road to marriage. The girl loves you, you love the girl. Why cheat? My philosophy is if I do one relationship, don't cheat. It don't make no sense. Cheating really don't make no sense to me. So if you do a relationship that long, just marry the girl and done. Simple. Take on our problems and everything. Yeah, deal with them for 6 years already. So what hell you gonna give up now? So anyway, anybody else can talk.
I'm a different.
Thank you,
I'm
Ethan.
going to play devil's advocate. But I mean it's like what, 2 girls per year? I mean, maybe it's the first year into all 12. Like, come on. But he's really he had no self-awareness of his mental health, and he agreed, so he deserved whatever he did was not the woman's fault. It's all him because he agreed. So yeah. Secondly, Lord, the man agreed to watch. That's a
Remember, that
suicide.
was the condition, you know, that was the condition. She bangs 12 guys and he has to watch. He has to see it happen.
No, she belongs to the streets. Bye.
No, no. Well, if that's what you want to say, no. But remember, she made a proposal and he agreed. So
Well, it would be best, like, even if I love a girl to death, and let's say I messed up, and then she wants to do the
no, but
same.
messing up doesn't messing up mean like one time, like, oh crap, I burnt the chicken. Not every single day of the week I'm cooking, I'm burning the kitchen down.
Cheating for men is messed up.
What? Yeah, it's maybe a one-off cheating, but several times over a 6-year relationship, you're justifying?
It's 2 times per year.
Oh, no. It was at least like 12 different females. It wasn't just the times. It was like over a dozen different persons. That's not talking about the frequency. Keep going with your justification. I'm listening.
But I'm not justifying anything still, but all I'm saying is it would be best if she, like, once it comes on to cheating, we don't know, one person can digest it better than the other, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Then why in time him cheat and him confess, right? She never go quit her job and then quit university.
That's not her digesting it better. You never hear the girl get her sorting out and she broke him, so she got her satisfaction out of breaking him. Can I just say though, I don't condone cheating in any way, right? It does leave long-term effects like trust issues, insecurities that you might not realize. And then at times, the person that cheated expect the person that was cheated on to just get over it. Like, let's say 2 years from now, the person's still hurt. They're like, oh my God, you're still hurt over that? Get over it. It's not your injury per se to get over. You're the one that was wrong. You can't rush somebody's healing to try and, get over it. Everybody reacts differently to different things, right? So her choice of going out and sleeping with the 12 guys for him to watch, some females would not do that. They would just walk away. She wants to do that. She's confident in herself. She's not going to be affected by doing that, like, mentally. Go ahead and do what you want to do. He cheated. They had an agreement.
She didn't
couldn't
cheat.
manage it. He couldn't manage the next 11.
He was not in tune with his emotion. He made a stupid call, and he's the reason why they're not together today. He could have said, like, okay, if that's what you want to do, I guess we should part ways. And then if she really considered, like, if she consider forgiving him, then maybe. But yeah, he go wrong from him tell her still.
All right, guys, let's look at the date of the next meeting. Thank you guys for your participation so far. We appreciate it. So, according to our calendar of events, the date of the next meeting is scheduled for March 18. Just a reminder that this meeting was originally slated for March 4th, which was last Saturday. However, our executives had exams and MSA, so kind of swamped. We had to postpone it for an additional week. Hence, we're having it tonight. So we'll be seeing you again next Saturday for our next meeting. So that will be on the normalization of child predators. I'm sure it's going to be a very heated conversation. Normalization of child predators. The following
meeting there. I not saying a word in that meeting.
The following meeting.
We can't play devil's advocate on that one there, but okay. Yeah.
The following week or the following meeting or last general meeting for the semester will be April 1st, and it will be on toxic masculinity. All right, guys. So that will be our last general meeting. We still have other events planned, but we'll just have 2 more general meetings because we're coming to the end of the spring semester. So again, March 18. See you next Saturday. Same time, same place. So closing remarks. Okay. Thank you guys for your turnout. It started off kind of small, but it grew as expected. Hopefully it won't repeat being tardy because we like when you guys are on time. Enjoy the soundtrack, break the ice, and we'll just get right into it. Wishing you all the best on your assignments coming up. We know it's soon time to prepare for end of semester. All the best on those preps. We're really glad for the turnout. Can't wait to see you at the next meeting. Saturday coming. So this meeting is now being adjourned officially at 10:27 p.m.